What's up? Coach Dan Blewett here. In today's video, I'm going to show you the best baseball arm strength training exercises that are going to help you increase your velocity, keep your arm healthy, all that sort of stuff. So if you're new to my channel, I'm Coach Dan Blewett. I was a longtime pro pitcher, longtime strength coach, longtime baseball academy owner. So if you're looking to increase the health of your arm, throw harder, and need some of those baseball strength training exercises for your arm, then this is going to be the video for you. Okay, the first thing that you need to know about this video is there's going to be timestamps in the description below. So if you want to jump to a certain exercise, or the end where I put the workout together for you, or at the end where you can get a free arm strength training program, then you can just jump in the description, click those links, and you can jump right to that spot in the video. All right, so here's what you need to know about this video on arm strength training exercises. Number one, I'm going to give you a couple different tips, about 5, that are going to help you understand what is in a good arm strength training program. Number 2, we're going to go through the different exercises. Number 3, I'm going to show you how to put it all together. And then number 4, I have a free program. You can get a link to it. If you want to get your own arm program from me, you can do that in the description below, and I'll explain that at the end. All right, so for arm strength training exercises, here are the 5 big things that you need to know. Number 1, we need to strengthen the decelerator muscles. So obviously, you need that internal rotation strength that's going to help you throw harder, but really your body's going to be limited unless we have great decelerating muscles, which are the bulk of the rotator cuff. Number 2, the scapula. So your shoulder blades, we need to make sure they have strength and they're really good at moving and sliding, which is what they do on your rib cage. We want to make sure they're healthy and they can slide and rotate and stay stuck to your back. That's what helps keep your mechanics in check as you get tired, and it helps keep your arm healthy over time. So number 2 is we definitely need good scap stabilizers. Number 3, the shoulder needs, and this includes the rotator cuff, it needs both stamina and it also needs stability. So as we go through all these different exercises, we're going to be looking to build both of those and some other qualities too. But obviously, if you're going to pitch 100 pitches in a game, you need some stamina, and the shoulder also needs a lot of stability to keep like all those tight tolerances of your bones and your muscles in that joint together, because that's how you stay healthy over time. Number 4, bands, body weight, dumbbells, they all these different exercises and these different types of implements have their place in an arm strengthening routine. So bands aren't better than dumbbells, dumbbells aren't better than body weight. They all just sort of have their place, and we're going to try to use the right implement for the right type of exercise. And then number 5, this is an important thing to know. There's this myth out there that 5 pounds is the heaviest weight that you should use for any of these rotator cuff exercises. And that's not really true. If you're strong enough to use 6 pounds or 7 pounds or 8 pounds with really slow, controlled, excellent technique, then use it. Progressive overload and getting stronger over time is really critical. So we don't want to just magically limit ourselves to 5 pounds. If you can do more than that, which it's going to take time to build up to that, more power to you. That was an old wives' tale that was kind of founded on the idea that if you use more than 5 pounds, all these bigger muscles kicked in, and then your rotator cuff wouldn't get the work that it needs. So that's a myth, and we're going to kind of debunk that in today's video as well. Okay, so let's go over the core exercises in this video. Number 1, prone L's. So prone L's are great for your external rotators. They're really important for your mid-back, so your upper back, those trap muscles and your rhomboids. All these muscles in your upper back are important for your posture, and they're important for your arm as it pulls back and starts to rotate into external rotation. So prone L's are a great exercise, and they definitely have a place in your program. Number 2, prone Y's. So prone Y's are actually, they recruit a lot of different muscles, but the key one that we're targeting here in the prone Y is the lower trap. So the lower trap is not part of your rotator cuff, but it's one of the really important scap stabilizers in your mid-back. So that's what this one's going to target. It also lines up with a lot of the other rotator cuff muscles and just your shoulder in general. So the prone Y is a really critical prone exercise. And if you don't know what prone means, it just means when you're laying down on your chest. So prone L's and prone Y's are 2 of the first exercises that you definitely want to include in an arm strength training program. All right, moving on. Forearm 6-way. So obviously Tommy John surgery is a major problem in baseball. UCL injuries, which when you get Tommy John surgery, that's when they repair the ulnar collateral ligament, or the UCL. So you want to do some forearm training. So the forearms are obviously what's going to kind of keep your elbow together, that elbow joint. And so when you have stronger forearms, they're going to be protective of that UCL. Now, doing forearm exercises are not going to say that you're never going to get a UCL injury, but preventative maintenance is important. And when you have stronger forearms, and more importantly, probably forearms that have some stamina to them, because you're going to have to keep your mechanics and you want to keep that UCL or that UCL stabilized over the course of a whole start and a long season. So you want to get forearm training that's both reflecting all the different ways that the forearm moves and also giving you some stamina and just bringing some stability to the elbow joint. So the UCL cannot be protected directly. Like, you can't really strengthen your UCL, but strengthening the forearm muscles all around it, they all are sort of like the bodyguards that help protect the UCL. Okay, so the next grouping, we're going to talk about the push-up plus, which is a great scap protraction exercise, and the sword pull. So push-ups in themselves, they have a lot of shoulder blade movement. They have great core stability. They give you some shoulder stability because you have to stabilize. So push-ups in general are a good, almost like an arm care exercise in themselves. But the plus part of this is when you push a little bit farther and you extend your scapula, your shoulder blades, a little bit more into the sky. And that's called shoulder blade protraction or scap protraction. And protraction is one of the movements that's probably undertrained too much in most throwing program or most arm strengthening programs. It kind of gets missed. But lots of young players have winging scaps, which means their shoulder blades sort of peel off their thorax, their upper back, and they have this like winging effect, like they're going to fly away. Training this through scap push-ups and the push-up plus, they help build those scap protraction muscles, which help keep the scapula clinging to the back so it slides around it and it doesn't peel off in that sort of winging motion. So these are really important. The next one, the sword pull, this is sort of like reverse throwing. And so you're going to fold over the waist slightly and you're going to go through your whole sort of deceleration pattern, and then you're going to come back up to the start. So the sword pull is a really, really great exercise. Obviously, it looks a lot like throwing, and so it's directly strengthening some of those, again, rotator cuff deceleration muscles in the exact sort of pattern that you would throw. The last two exercises in this video on arm strength training exercises is the band external rotation, which you've probably done if you're watching this video. And external rotations are crucial, right? They hit the exact muscles in the rotator cuff that are slowing the arm down. So external rotations are one of the staples, one of the foundational exercises in an arm care program. And so we definitely want to include those. They're also great with a dumbbell. I think they're a little more effective with a dumbbell, but I'm sure most of you have bands that you want to take to the field that you already use a little bit. So I want to include this version in the video. And then lastly, Blackburns. This is one of my favorite scap endurance exercises and scap stabilization exercises. Now, the limitation in Blackburns is that it doesn't have a big range of motion because you're laying on your chest on the ground, but it gives you a lot of the stamina that you need to pitch deep into games, and it helps teach your mid-back and those scapula stabilizers in lots of different ways. So you actually do 6 different positions. It's a really, really great exercise. So Blackburns are something you can easily do as a team. So if you're a coach, it's a great one to give to your players, you know, as part of their warm-up or after the game. It's easy to do watching TV. So it requires no extra weight until you start to get stronger at it. So Blackburns are really excellent. We've been using those for years and years and years, and they make a big difference in players' posture and, again, in that scap stability and stamina. All right, so we've gone through all the exercises, and remember, check out the description of this YouTube video for links and a full program. But the way you would organize the exercises in this video are the following. So number one, we might pair, because you're laying down for both of them. We'd probably pair prone L's and prone Y's and do 2 to 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps for each one. So you can go back and forth with maybe a 30-second break in between. You're gonna get tired. They do use some of the same muscles, but again, that's important because as a pitcher, you need that stamina. So I'm not afraid of doing 2 prone exercises back to back as a sort of a superset where you do 1 set of prone L's, 1 set of prone Y's, then back to prone L's, back to prone Y's. So again, that they're gonna hit different muscle groups, but they are still gonna use a lot of the upper and mid back. And so again, you might need to take a little bit of a breather if you start to get too tired where you can't do both of them properly. But again, these should be easy enough, and they should it shouldn't be too big a deal to superset these two together. Then for the forearm six-way, this is something you'll probably want to just do as its own station. So after you've done those first two, you'll go on to the forearm six-way, and you can just bang out all those exercises. I would go through them as a circuit. So do, you know, your wrist extensions, your wrist flexions, your pronations, supinations, your ulnar deviations and radial deviations. And again, that's explained in more detail. You can jump to all these videos in the links in the description. But bang out the forearm six-way sort of as its own group. After that, the push-up plus and the sword pull, those are great. They're very different muscle groups. So you can do your push-up pluses and then do your sword pulls, go back and forth between those two. Again, 2 to 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps is going to be ideal. And then lastly, band external rotations and your Blackburns. I would do the band external rotations first. So just bang out your 3 sets of 12 to 15. And then once you're done, finish with your Blackburns as a group by itself. That's going to be the easiest way to do this. All right. So to summarize, arm strength training workouts, this stuff is really important for baseball pitchers. Obviously, you know, the harder you throw, the more stress you put through your arm, the more innings you throw, the more imperative it is that you have a good arm care regimen. So baseball, especially as a pitcher, it's kind of a 100% injury rate sport, meaning that if you play long enough, you're going to have some injury or another. It's not going to say you're going to end up on the surgeon's table, but you're going to have bumps and bruises and some pain along the way. It's a very stressful motion. And even if you have quote unquote amazing, perfect mechanics, which isn't really a thing, but even if you have excellent pitching mechanics and you have an excellent arm care regimen and you're very in shape and you get lots of sleep and have great nutrition, you can still get injured. It's just the way that it is. So all these things are very good things to do. It's important. You want to give yourself the best possible chance to stay healthy. But there's also just personal factors, genetic factors. Like some guys are just really hard workers, do everything right, they get injured. I kind of count myself in that group. And there's other players who are really lazy, to be honest, and they're never injured. So, you know, the whole factor with injuries and performance enhancement, it's sometimes very, very muddy. Now, if you're interested in a ready-made program, again, check out the links below. I have a new strength training program called Early Work. It includes an arm care program. It includes a great strength training program, and we offer a free trial. So if you want to try that out, you can do so in the links in the description. But obviously, if you follow my channel and you've watched my videos, you know that I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for a long time with lots of baseball and softball players. So if you're looking for a good strength training program to follow with a great arm care program attached with it, then Early Work is probably for you. All right. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you here in the next video.